All right, sidebar there. It's interesting. Now she says that she went back and told Flamati and Nuddle that Karen Reed said, I hit him, and of course, you know, we heard from Nuddle saying that he heard it himself.
Right, so, and it didn't end up in anyone's report, which is, I think, problematic.
Yeah, so is this a game of telephone? It doesn't matter. We'll ask a guy that knows. Jeffrey Wolf, how important is the I hit him's and who said what and how many times? Now it's up to 4.
Yeah, I mean, it 100% matters, Ted, because this is the state's best evidence that she is admitting to having done something here. So it matters when she says it, it matters who she said it to, how many times she said it, and the credibility of the witness who says that she heard it 100% matters. So now she's gonna say that she maybe knew some of the witnesses here, how she knew them, when she said she knew them. And then this game of telephone that they're talking about is incredibly important, because if a witness testified that they heard it, but now she's saying, I told them that is a incredibly important point, because the fact that they didn't put it in their reports, and now they're going to come back and retrace the steps of where the statement came from and who was told the statement and how they were told it, that calls into question the credibility of the statement entirely when you don't put it in your report. Because defense lawyers know that if something isn't in the report, it is not as reliable as something that is in the report, because every officer is trained that in order for a statement to be reliable, it has to be memorialized in the report, because that is what they are taught at the academy.
Yeah, I think the only thing the prosecution can do with this is make the distinction that paramedics typically don't write as detailed reports as officers would, but it's still an uphill battle, I think, just on that issue. Jeffrey, stand by. We're going to get in a break. More testimony from the Karen Reed murder retrial in real time. They are on a lunch break, so Matt Johnson is going to be able to come out of the courthouse and give us an update on what he has been observing inside. Stay with us. All right, you see Karen Reed reacting to whatever is going on in terms of this questioning. Let's bring back in criminal defense attorney Jeffrey Wolf while we wait. Jeffrey, there have been some questions from our viewers about how many objections are happening and how many of those Commonwealth objections seem to be sustained. Are you picking up on that, and do you see a reasoning behind that? Is there something that Alan Jackson just continues to do?
Well, what he's doing is he is going to put this information in front of this jury, and he is going to show the jury that the prosecution does not want them to hear this. And what hopefully the jury is going to pick up on is that this is something the prosecution does not want them to know. The prosecution does not want them to know that people on the scene were friendly with that family and friendly with these people. And why does the prosecution not want them to know that? What are they afraid of? If there's nothing to hide, why don't they want to talk about it? Why do they believe that it is irrelevant? Why are they continuing to shut it down? Why is the judge playing along with that game? If there is nothing nefarious, why does nobody want to talk about it? That is something that as a defense attorney, I am routinely up against, and that they are finding themselves up against in this case, that there is information that the prosecution and the judge does not want the jury to hear about, and nobody wants to tell the jury why.
And just a quick follow-up, sometimes if it becomes frustrating, jurors pick up on it, and you can use it to your advantage from a defense standpoint, correct?
Yeah, absolutely. And if you really want to get cheeky about it, you look at the jury and you say, here we are. It's these two versus me. And I'm just trying to get you the info.
Jeffrey Wolf, thank you for that analysis. We do have to get to a break. When we come back, we'll hear more of that cross-examination, see how the defense handles it after that sidebar breaks up after this.